I don't know if you can see this, but we're currently at Home Depot checking out all their sheds, various sheds. And I want you to take a good look at this barn house, okay? The listed price on this is about $3,600, and as shown it's $4,700. So $5,000, you could have a shed like this. And this is a decent sized shed. So for $5,000, you could have this big, huge room. So for about $5,000, you can get the unit as shown, or you can get it for $3,600, which includes installation and delivery. I wonder if they would actually install that at a place like at the compound, the Camp Freedom 2. But this is actually a decent sized building that it looks like a room. It's about the size of a living room, but they have a loft here which you could use to build a little bed. But if you were to finish this, like put insulation in the walls and put up drywall, maybe a ceiling fan, this actually makes a decent tiny home. I don't know if no one else is doing this. I don't see people doing it. I see people on these tiny home movements where they're spending like $50,000 to $150,000 to $200,000 on a tiny house. And I'm like, why don't they just take an existing shed? This looks like a well-built shed. And all you would have to do is put in insulation, install plumbing and electricity and whatnot. You could even put in air conditioning in the window, put up some solar power, and you could have a decent home for under $10,000. Maybe even under $6,000 if you do it right. Just need some land where you can park it. But this was an idea that I've had for a while now, is to get some land somewhere where people will leave me alone. Get one of these sheds and turn it into a tiny home. What do you guys think? They show that they have several different models available. There's this one here, which is 3,300 or 4,400 as shown. It has, these things have barn doors in them. This one here, I suppose you could make a loft if you went with the low ceiling, but it doesn't seem as tall or as nice as the one that I really like here, the barn house design. And the barn house is only like $300 more, and you get all that extra roof space that could be used for a second story. They've also got this one which costs more. I mean, I'm thinking these things look like houses, little tiny homes. This one probably has room for a loft also. Yeah, it's I think the ceiling is like what, about 15 feet tall. I think it's about 12 feet or more tall. You could put a loft up here and make a little home, a little house out of it. And they have it sealed pretty well. Now you could put in, I guess, a regular door, but I actually kind of like these big doors because they would allow you to bring furniture inside. And there's a really small unit here, which is $2,600, $3,245 as shown, which would make a nice little room. Conceivably, you could get like a bunch of these and hook them together and have a house. I mean, a big house, or you can get one of these metal ones. The problem with these metal ones in Florida, I've seen, let me open this, maybe slide it. It's pretty decent size, but the walls are like thin aluminum. And the big problem I know about these is that these things blow down in a hurricane. But these wooden ones, I think they would stay up. I think they look a lot more sturdy. And I think they would actually be a very good buy if you were trying to build a tiny home and you didn't want to build one from scratch, but you could get one that had the framework. I mean, they assemble it and everything for that price. Of course, if you were building your own and going really cheap, you could go with the $700 one, which is okay, I'm gonna open this. This is totally made out of plastic, and they have basically modular components. I suspect you could actually make it even twice as long as this, or even longer. So if you wanted like a lot of living space for really cheap, and you didn't mind having a plastic building, this may be the way to go. But to me, I think it's a little bit too flimsy. I think a hurricane in Florida would blow this thing down. There's another one over there, another design for $550. It's a little bit narrower than this other one. This one says it's 10 foot by 8 by 8. This one is 7 foot 4.5 inches by 7 foot 3.5. Weird measurement size. But this blue one here is 10 by 12, and this red one is also 10 by 12. So the red and the blue one, the blue one here and this red one are the same size as far as footprint size, but I think the red one has more room, even though it's cheaper, and I actually think it looks better. This other one here, this brown one, is 10 by 12. Same footprint, just taller roof line. And this one is 8 by 12.